Hi, my name is Craig Anderson and this is EPMS Customer Spotlight. Today we have with us Chuck Engel and Jim Hall from QuickTabs 2. They're visiting us at our 2011 user conference. How you guys doing?
Very good. How are you?
Thanks for coming. We appreciate you taking the time to visit us.
Yeah, no problem.
So guys, tell me a little bit and our viewers about your company, QuickTabs 2. What are you all about?
Well, QuickTab was formed in 1992. Started with just a few people and a few small presses in the corner of a building. Product lines were primarily business forms, checks, purchase orders, invoices, envelopes, that sort of thing. The company's progressed quite a lot during this past 20 or so years. We've installed a lot of new printing equipment and so forth. Today we employ about 65 people. We've expanded product lines to not only include typical business forms, but we've got into digital printing, both black and white, color. We've got into the commercial printing and some of the high-end type of commercial printing. So claim to fame, I would say it's customer service.
So what do you think sets your company aside or apart from your competitors?
I think largely, as I just mentioned, it's customer service. Pricing certainly is important, but you know, when it comes to pricing, there's always a faster gun out there. But people can call us. They can call us with an emergency. If they need something the same day, they know they're going to get it. They know I can count on us. Our quality is exceptional. I think that's probably the two primary things that our customers rely on us for.
So being 2011, we're starting to see a little turnaround in the economy. I personally are starting to hear more positive than I am negative these days, which is good, makes us happy. What do you guys see? What do you feel is going on with the economic times these days for you?
Well, I mean, we're seeing quite a substantial pickup in orders and quoting opportunities and so forth. To be honest, I think we're more fortunate than a lot of companies. Our business just didn't decline that much. We lost, a few significant customers, but our marketing sales department did a really good job, and I think if you have a good reputation, word of mouth and things like that, it goes a long way. So our sales didn't really decrease significantly, maybe a few percent.
Well, that's good.
But we've been up 5 to 10% for the past 2 years.
So you guys have been using Enterprise 32 for a while now, and you sort of have an interesting story that goes along with that. And would you mind sharing that with us a little bit?
Sure. We've been using Enterprise, I think, now for, I'm going to say 12 or 13 years, and we use it. We have used it a lot, and quite frankly, about a few years ago, about 3 years ago, we started looking at alternative software. They had a CRM module which we were interested in, and we thought their scheduling module looked pretty good, and they sold us on some other aspects of their software. So to be honest, we invested several tens of thousands of dollars in about a year and a half trying to implement it, and we never did get it fully implemented. We found that the system was just cumbersome, hard to use, hard to set standards up. It was very inflexible, and quite frankly, once we got into it, we realized that we didn't know what a good system we had in Enterprise, and it became obvious that some of the problems we experienced with it were probably more training issues than they were, problems with the system. And so we just pulled the plug on the other software and talked to Enterprise and went back with them. And they've certainly worked with us a lot on training as far as webinars and so forth, and got a lot of good help. And quite frankly, we did find out that some of the issues that we were concerned with previously just were simply training issues, and certainly during the year and a half or so that we were gone, many enhancements were made. Sounds like they have a really good CRM module. We're impressed with what we've seen with the scheduling module and so forth seems very dynamic. So we made a mistake, and we're glad to be back with Enterprise.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you back, but you know, this is a common thing that happens sometimes is people have a system in front of them, and usually when they implement these systems, they implement them to solve an immediate need. And when that need has been taken care of, you get so busy in your everyday job and responsibilities that you tend not to revisit the functionality and the capability of the system to see how you can really exploit that to the benefit of your business. And I think that's sort of what went on with you guys a little bit.
Well, the old adage, the grass is greener on the other side, wasn't true. Some of the things that we thought we were experiencing with Enterprise, we experienced with the new system. And I spent probably, like Chuck said, 1.5 years of now trying to make the new system look like Enterprise. And I had to keep going back saying, why are we switching if Enterprise is already doing this for us? Why did we ever look at switching to begin with? And the answer was, maybe we shouldn't have. And as it turned out, we shouldn't have. We should have stayed with Enterprise. And like Chuck said, a lot of it was a training issue, mostly on our side. We tried to reinvent the wheel when we should have just come back and asked you, listen, can Enterprise do this? And if it can, how does it do it? And we didn't do that. So we didn't even take care of our end of the responsibility, let alone spend all the time and the money going out and looking at new systems.
Yeah. So in hindsight, I guess the lesson learned here, or being able to sit back and look at what transpired, is that, you know, advice that you could give other people is really just take some time and really dig into the system, engage yourselves with us to see if the system can do what you needed, and if you have to make a small investment in some retraining to accomplish that. Would you say that's a fair assessment of all that?
Oh, I think 100%. I wish now, knowing what I know, that I would have felt very comfortable coming back to Enterprise and saying, listen, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're struggling with. Does Enterprise do it? If they don't, can they? And I believe we could have resolved a lot of those issues with minimal cost compared to what we end up spending.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're back, and we're glad that everything's moving forward.
We're glad to be back.
What are you guys doing to help retain your current customers and also gain new ones?
I think certainly quality and service are, as I mentioned before, are critically important, but we're gone beyond what we've done before. We've put in place a customer service manager whose sole purpose when she comes to work in the morning is to contact customers, review quote opportunities, jobs with them, meet with them, talk with them, visit them, and things like that. So, and that's where I think, quite frankly, the CRM module, the customer service module, is going to be a critical help. So she can remember things. She's got information at her fingertips to talk to them accurately and so forth. I mean, she's really looking forward to that a lot. So, I mean, it's information technology to a large extent. You know, as I said, quality and service have to be a given. You know, price is going to be there, but it doesn't have to be the dominant thing.
So with Enterprise 32 being your information management system, what are some of the key features that has allowed you to achieve some of your goals in getting new business or maintaining the current customers you have, but more importantly also being productive in your manufacturing process?
I think the job costing and the job tracking is very important because continuous improvement is critical to any organization, and to be able to do that, you have to monitor it. You have to know what your costs are. You have to know what your problem areas are, and so forth. And we found Enterprise to be very effective with that. We has good reporting features where we can compare what we projected a job would, how it would run, and what it would cost versus what it did. We use a lot of the information from Enterprise to have various types of management input, meetings. We meet daily on waste, reducing waste. we have about 4 or 5 people in that meeting, up to the owner of the company, and we've seen about maybe a 2/3 reduction in waste over the past 4 or 5 years by just meeting daily and so forth. But to do that, you have to have the information.
Excellent.
As I mentioned, talking to clients, knowing where their jobs are, you know, maybe even something as simple as remembering it's their birthday or something like that is important. So, I mean, just all types of information is critical to maintaining that both business and personal relationship with your clients.
Yeah, good. Yeah, these systems have a lot of capability and can provide you a lot of that information. I think, you know, just the fact that you can take a job that you've estimated, let it go through production, and because of the data collection entries that are done on it, you can then evaluate your performance on that job and see whether or not you are actually making money. And if you are making money, how much money you're making. In some cases, you may find you're losing a little money. But if you take that information and then restructure some of your settings and standards so that doesn't happen on a regular basis, that's where you can help improve your business.
Sure, we use it to reprice jobs, and you know, it's absolutely critical to highlight the problem areas, and you know, generally, if you have a problem on a job, it's an area where just maybe you didn't know about.
Yeah.
But it's all collecting the information and so forth.
So your shop floor employees, they're actually documenting when they have difficulties with a job and what those difficulties were?
Right. They actually, the system has the ability where they can put comments in,
Yeah.
Where they had problems, mechanical breakdowns, different types of, you know, pre-press issues, or whatever the case may be, so that at the end of the day you can pull up the job. Not only do you see that there was a problem, you know what it was, and you can have some meaningful discussions and things like that about it.
Very good.
The Enterprise has been a very good system to manage. Your technical support team has been phenomenal. Anytime I've had to use them, they've been very responsive. I couldn't be more pleased.
Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, we work hard at it. It's not
You do,
always
and you do a
easy,
good
but,
job
yeah.
at it.
Well, thank you.
And you've got
We
good
like
people.
hearing that. Yeah, we do. I really have a good team. I like they're fantastic.
They do know your system inside and out.
Yeah. You guys teach us a lot of things sometimes too.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, guys, I want to thank you for coming, and I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy business schedule to come visit us at our user conference, and also sitting with me here to do this little interview. It was very good seeing you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you much. We
And
appreciate it.
we'll be talking soon.
We will.
Okay, look forward to it.
Well, thanks for taking time and watching another episode of Customer Vendor Spotlight, and we'll be looking to see you in the future. Take care.